Hi there. This is Christian Dye with Latitude West Financial, and I thought it would be prudent to summarize the changes happening in September with the Manulife disability plan for dentists. And I thought the absolute best way to do this was to bring in the Manulife representative, Daryl Faulkner. And so Daryl is going to tell us exactly the changes that are happening to the Manulife plan and describe a little bit about its consequences. So Manulife is canceling, and for as long as I've worked with UBC, with the dentist, they've always provided the 4A disability plan. Daryl, can you just describe, the Manulife 4A plan, disability insurance for the dentists?
Sure thing, Christian. First, thanks for having me today. So, for as long as I've been at Manulife, which is 13 years, Manulife has offered our ProGuard contract, which I think we can both agree is the strongest contract in the market. And while other carriers, other companies reduced the occupation class down to a 3A occupation class, Manulife held firm at a 4A. So removing this product for sale does have some consequences for all our clients, but specifically the dentists that we're talking about today. One would be an increased premium. A 4A occupation class is deemed to be a less risky, less likely to claim occupation class than a 3A. And so the less risky an occupation class, the less a client would pay for that premium. So by losing that occupation class, any policyholders, any applicants applying at any other carriers at a 3A would be facing an increased cost to buy that product.
And own occupation is fairly important on a 4A plan, which Manulife has. If a client was to get a product without a 4A, if a client was to get a product without occupation class, own occupation class, essentially what they're losing is if they were on a claim, then, for example, if they had injured themselves so they couldn't practice dentistry anymore, but they were able to do other jobs at a lesser cost, maybe teaching or a lab tech or something of that
Yeah.
sort, because they're employable and because if they had no own occupation class on it, that would mean that they can be essentially kicked off of claim. Is that correct?
Correct. If the regular occupation definition would essentially kick in, and you use an example that I always use when talking about dentists or doctors. If you don't have the ability to practice, but you have the ability to teach, for example, the own occupation definition would allow you to receive a claim from Manulife or any carrier for that matter, since you're not able to practice dentistry, but well teaching. The regular occupation definition would mean that since you're able to do something like teach or be employed as a lab tech, your benefit would cease to exist.
Got it. So having a 4A with an own occupation class, incredibly important for a dentist because of course going from dentistry making, two, 300,000 per year, and then all of a sudden going to something which it wasn't dentistry, almost guaranteed to take a significant drop.
Correct. You're losing money in terms of salary, but the amount of time that any potential client going through dentistry school has spent, getting through undergrad, then getting through UBC dental school or wherever they're at it's a tremendous amount of time and a tremendous amount of effort. And so being able to protect that with the own occupation class, in my mind, is hugely important.
Absolutely. And I guess a third one to highlight is the lower limits. So tell us a little bit about, the limits, the limits that come with for the dentist when they're getting this plan.
So we have with Manulife, we have I believe a higher starting limit for your monthly benefit, but also the ability to purchase additional insurance without medical evidence in the future. At a higher occupation class, a less risky occupation class, Manulife allowed more benefit to be purchased. now that is off the table. It could mean the option to purchase higher amounts of insurance in the future as your client's income increases is diminished.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know it's, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000 per month of coverage, which for their future insurability. So what that means is that if a dental student was to purchase the absolute minimum, which is around 500 per month of
Yes.
coverage,
Mhm.
they have a maximum in first year or second year or third year that they can purchase of
Mhm.
1,500 per month of coverage. But when they get this, when they're in fourth year, they can this up to 3,500 per month of coverage, and then after that, they're subject to whatever their income will provide. So let's say your income shows that you can get coverage of 12,000 per month of coverage. Well, with a Manulife plan at a 4A, you're able to go to that level without evidence of medicals that you took back when you were in first year. So now, you might be in your mid 30s, but you signed up for this when you were 22. So, or 23. So now there is no more evidence of medicals because that limit is so high. But when the limit is significantly lower, you might have to redo more medicals. You might have to reapply. You might even need to get a different company to insure you because of a 3A policy will always have a lower limit than a 4A policy. So getting this 4A policy, you'll never have to do another medical for your disability insurance for your entire, dental career, which is why even though you are quite young and you're thinking, I'm not even working right now, it's so incredibly important to take advantage of this last opportunity to get Manulife's 4A disability plan. Losing this 4A, you're essentially going to end up paying more for insurance. You could potentially be losing this own occupation. For sure, you're losing the own occupation with the Manulife 4A plan, and you're going to end up having lower limits as well. So, Daryl, was there any last thing that you might wanted to add in regards to the changing plan?
I mean, bottom line, I mean, obviously I work for Manulife, but I've heard from yourself and other advisors that ProGuard is the best contract on the market for professional executives. So it is a shame that we're losing it, and hopefully you have a chance to sit down with Christian and get an application before it's
Yeah,
no longer available.
exactly. And I think from my long experience with UBC dentistry, all of the clients that I've dealt with always will get a Manulife 4A. And the only real reason why not to get a Manulife 4A plan is if you don't qualify for it, maybe for some medical reason or things of that sort. Yeah, so I now want Daryl, to talk about myself in the elite program with Manulife.
Absolutely. And so before I do that, I'll a little bit about myself. So my name is Daryl Faulkner. I'm director of individual insurance sales for British Columbia. I think Christian, you and I have worked together for just over 11 years now. Great working relationship. Fantastic advisor. Has a fantastic team at Latitude West. I've heard nothing but great things about any of the clients that I've interacted with in dealing with Christian. And as this slide shows, Christian is an elite producer with Manulife. This is a small and as the name suggests, very elite group with Manulife. There are less than 250 total elite producers across the country of over what I believe is 15,000 contracted advisors with Manulife. So Christian is part of a very small and elite group who qualifies for this recognition every year. And I do believe he's one of the only elite advisors who works with the dentists at UBC. And so as great as that is for Christian, it does mean great things for you, the client. Being elite gives Christian access to our top underwriters, our top underwriting team. It gives him and his applications priority access once they've been received in underwriting. Once they've been approved, it gets priority handling to get sent out the door and sent to Christian so he can physically deliver that contract. all this means a quicker, better experience for you, the end client. And so for me, for my money, if I was in a position where I needed disability insurance, I would definitely be speaking with Christian and trusting him with my policy. And I say that, one, because of his expertise, the time, the dedication he's put into to learning the practice, um, building his practice and his craft, but also the relationships that he has with myself and the greater Manulife team.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And so I've always prided myself on working with my clients and making sure that I get their policies in as fast as possible, and helping them navigate if there's any health issues or any underwriting issues at all. I want to make sure that they are 100% fully informed on all of their best options, whether we should move forward on the application, whether we should postpone, whether we should get additional, doctor's notes, as well as on the claim side. Unfortunately, because I've been in the business so long, I have had multiple people make claims on disability, on critical illness, on life, and I've never had a claim not issued. So for my clients, it's always actually been a very smooth process. So I can honestly say you're in very good hands by putting your trust and faith into myself in getting a Manulife plan for your disability insurance. So thank you so much, Daryl, for just informing us as to what is going on, as well as informing everyone about what is the advantage of using an elite advisor. And I am the only elite advisor at UBC Dentistry. In order, and if a UBC dental student wanted there to be the most quickest and seamless way of getting this application, I highly recommend you use myself and my team.
Absolutely.
So, if you're ready to talk and figuring out how to move forward, we always do a complimentary call. There's no obligation. We could run quotes right away. If there was a need to apply, we can do an online application because I know a lot of the students are quite busy. So if you want to book a call, assistant@latitude-west.ca. But if you even had just a question directly for me, I always give my clients direct access to me. That's my cell number. You could text message me with a question or give me a call, and then we're happy to give you a hand. So once again, Daryl, thank you for helping us out and understanding. Thank you for the relationship that you've continued to have with myself and Manulife. And I will absolutely continue to be your top advisor here in BC, as I have been since 2017.
Thank you very much, Christian. I was happy to be here.
Okay.